Welcome. I'm Kate Cardamancy. Welcome to Cardamancy Mesquite. I'm Angela. And this is Wonder Woman, Diana Bowles.
Thank you, my love. Thank you.
Hi, Hypnicity.
How
Good to
Hypnicity.
see you.
I was so excited to see you in the chat last night with Rick and Steve Judd. That was,
Uh-huh.
and Danny Shea was there too. It was great to stumble in 1,000 chatters in the room, and you stumble upon a couple people you know.
It's kind of
It's
amazing.
exciting. Yeah. So, my friends are here.
Yeah,
Fluffy
we
Bunny
are
would-
in Hypnicity.
And I wonder if they kind of, people you might know
Uh-huh.
get channeled in together. How does that work?
Yeah. Well, I found some people in other chats for things like I watched some farming shows.
Yeah. It's like, you're here too.
Yep. Hi, Plucky Heroine.
And Hypnicity, I sent you your chart for, I don't know if it was yesterday's or if it was for the 20th or if it's for the full moon. But I sent you a chart about your, I think it was about the conjunction yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I thought you should take a look. How's your mushy eyeball?
Better.
Yeah.
What have you got planned for us today?
What have I got planned for us? Okay, so speaking of astrology,
Mm-hmm.
let's just review a little bit of what that eclipse was supposed to do for us and see
Okay.
if it's something you can put on your checklist and say, done that.
Mm-hmm.
So an eclipse is about releasing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Dump it. Grudges. Get rid of the grudges. And it's even about magic,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Broad daylight and we're standing in street lamps.
Yep.
So, and it's even in the route of magic, what no longer serves your purpose.
Yeah.
Right? So it's about being evolved,
Mm-hmm.
getting evolved, redesigning what you already have access to,
Mm-hmm.
knowing the energy, putting your own energy into it, and understanding not just manifestation, but transformation and transmutation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also about joining your ancestral self. We've been here many times before, so we're joining up with our ancestral self when it comes to the magic that we utilize. And languages change.
Mm-hmm.
We used to dial the phone. We used to literally dial the phone.
Yeah.
We still call it dialing the phone,
Yep.
but there's no dial. None at all. Right?
Yep.
So even when I really align with the Blue Katsina and Native American ways. I also align with Star Wars and the continuing saga. And Boba Fett was a Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mandalorian lives by the same rule of the Katsina.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he cannot take off his helmet in front of the uninitiated.
Mm-hmm.
And that is exactly what the Katsina, the Blue Star Katsina, is the teacher. And when all are initiated, that is when he takes his helmet off. So it's like, okay, these cluster of novices are the only ones who can see what I look like without it. Otherwise, I have to keep it on. Within the cloister, I can remove it. And
Yeah.
if we, just think about how many religions have that.
Yeah.
The burqa,
Uh-huh.
the Sufi, who have their hair all twisted up inside that knot of a
Mhm.
turban. Take that turban off, the gentleman's hair is down to the middle of his back.
Yeah.
That's okay. She just sent me a text. We'll talk. I'll help you through that. We'll talk.
To get hypnicity.
Yeah.
I have her comment up here. Do you want me to just?
Yeah, I'm chatting away. I haven't turned my phone on yet to see those of us in the chat.
I need to say hello. Hi, Devaria. It's good to have you. Harley, I don't know if I said hello to you. We got
There.
running up real quick.
Lucky.
We're just trying to get up.
Yeah. We're doing good. Hi, Harley. Davina. So if we're joining our ancestral self, who's been here many, many times, and we haven't always spoken the same language.
Mm-hmm.
We were Druid, we were speaking Old Welsh, and you know what that's like. This is one word. But in that one word, it says, the bridge down by the town is by the bridge that crosses over from this river. And I mean, but it's only one word. It's a run on sentence that is only one word with no pauses. So plants go extinct,
Mm-hmm.
trees disappear. You live in a climate where that doesn't grow.
Yep.
So all of these musings that I was jotting down were things that were prompted by a question that Gerald had asked us back around the eclipse when we were together, or the week before the eclipse, about things going defunct.
Yeah.
So I thought about it for days, and then when I was in my favorite isolated area of the woods, here comes Merlin to have a conversation with me. And he enters first by laughing. He has this particular laugh. Sounds a lot like sand cranes.
There's Gerald.
So this is what he said to me. What makes you think yours is the first generation to have tools that no longer work, or cannot be found, or can no longer serve their purpose? Plants, animals, stones have gone extinct or been lost to us time after time, era after era. You stand at the end of an era and the beginning of another. We hone ourselves, we age, we grow in strength, and we use it. Then one day we are expended. It is in the honing that we lose bits and pieces, the bits and pieces of what no longer serves. If you were a knight, would you not sharpen your sword? When you use it, it must be cleaned and re-edged. What happens when it is used so often? Its life expectancy shortens. It becomes weaker. The steel becomes thinner and thinner, till it is a dagger if you're lucky. This brings us to the use of judgment, constant battle, war. Let the energies unfold. If it snaps off, can you still use your sword? The chivalrous knight watches for the right timing. We are like that too. A generation meets its end when the lifespan has used the breath that the lifetime gave. Buddha says that we only get so many breaths for each. Yes, even a gambler knows when the deck has gone cold. Crystals, we charge them in the moon and sage them. Cards, they should be charged too. Set aside when setting aside has the same effect. Let it rest, or give it away, or give it back to nature. After all, it used to be a tree. Yes, understand this. Yours is the community of light workers who has been entrusted with the divining of new tools. It is taking the old ways, understanding what that energy is, What is it that comes from them? We are passing, teaching to others what the sensation is and how it feels and when it's right. We hold all this to give on so that the younger, who no longer have our tools available because they are gone, extinct, understand that the feeling is what it is. It's what it does. Say you are looking for a hawthorn branch, but they don't grow where you are. There aren't many anywhere. Can a pine cone replace and give you the same sensation, frequency, color, results? Then you have found the new tool to use. And do not disregard the innovation of the young. You were once like they. Each generation is to each of his own, just as you were. Remember, I was first Joseph of Arimathea, then Merlin, then Nostradamus, and then Saint Germain. Do you think all things were the same in each lifetime? When I was a navigating merchant and alchemist who bought and sold tin and brought it to copper people, we were moving through an era that innovated and became the Bronze Age and how to move water through the whole town. Is that the same now? Again, the world was very different when I was Merlin, yet we were the alchemists and astrologers and bards that improved the use of medicine and measurement. Then I come as Nostradamus, extraordinarily cryptic in speech. Of course, my contemporaries and I had our own secret light codes, as all generations before. Enter Saint Germain and stories of continued magic and strangeness and lives extended beyond the norm. Rules always around, sometimes related. I don't know what he meant by that. Always skeptics and fanatics would like to see us gone. Yet still, magic exists. Don't fear what comes next in your ascension. Embrace it. Well, I had read that with Valerie when we were doing the show on the 20th. And just before we went live, she had said something about the electricity of Uranus and the striking point in your chart. Where is this going to land, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just as she said that, Hecate appeared in front of me and gave me another download to go with that, because it was about her bringing up the electricity. Now you get it. You know about electricity where others did not know before. Scientists have to measure everything for proof. Now you can measure. Now you can utilize. Now you have wires. But you witches, you have always known for every era about electricity and frequency and light and sound. Her advice was learn something new, something that isn't magic, for you are the one who brings the magic to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the whole crux of that eclipse, to this Uranus-Jupiter conjunction, to this full moon that we are about to have.
Mm-hmm.
And then things are going to start to smooth out. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but they're going to start to smooth out.
Yeah.
And then in August, things are going to get wonky again when we get to that full moon. So if you were tapped into Rick Levine and Steve Judd last night on their collaborative live, oh my God, it was phenomenal. If not, watch the replay. Anyway, yeah, August is Leo. Lions like to roar, and the full moon in August in Leo is going to be a biggie.
Yep.
So, anyways, there's that. So the astrology of the conjunction of yesterday. Now realize that they are still conjunct.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, they were conjunct at 21 degrees. This is Uranus and Jupiter I'm talking about. They were conjunct at 21 degrees. And Jupiter was ahead at 20. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong chart. No wonder. Sorry. Uranus was ahead at 21 degrees and 48 minutes. Jupiter was at 21 degrees and 43 minutes, and that was 12:01 afternoon my time.
Yeah.
Okay, so that 43 minutes of arc was covered, and they were at their exact Kizami. And then Jupiter hung there for a minute, maybe a little French kissing, but now he has skated ahead. Here we are on the 21st. They're still at 21 degrees, but Jupiter is now at 28 minutes. I'm sorry, at the 48-minute mark. And we've got Uranus lagging behind. At Jupiter, I did this just before we came on. So Jupiter was at 21 degrees and 58 minutes, and Uranus is at 21 degrees and 51 minutes. Jupiter is skating ahead. He's now in front. It's like, it's been real. It's been nice. Got to go back. So he is going to continue to move forward, to move forward, to move forward. They're going to be hanging close together. And then there's going to be other times where they're going to really be in a positive conjunction with each other, throwing aspects to other planets, of course. Yeah. But the one thing that is the most important is, where did this conjunction occur in your chart? Because that's the house that you're going to have the most creative flow, the greatest ability to create the manifestations. It's going to carry you into the other aspects of your chart. And it's going to give you that, let's go for it. The quick ability to think on your feet on how to get out of a situation. For me, it happens in the 8th house. So what's the 8th house about? First of all, it's the house of Scorpio. It's the natural rulership of Mars and the traditional rulership. It's also ruled by Pluto. So there's that. It's getting into the deep and the hidden and the underground and the secrets and hidden things in your health. What other aspects, what other planets like Chiron and Hygeia in your planet, in your chart that are aspected by this? Are you going to find a new way to heal yourself, to purge? So, and it's also the house of other people's money. Who owes you money?
Yeah.
How do you get other people's money? You work for them, right? So what is aspected in your 2nd house, which is the house of Taurus, which is the house of other people's money? So those are all the aspects that can help you understand the good and the challenge that can come from such a conjunction as this. And understand, this is really it. Here we go. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. And I'm not kidding. Yeah. It could take another 100 years to really kick in. But here we are. We're on the precipice.
Yeah.
And I was, 19 when that song came out. So, I related then. Hair, grow it, show it, flow it, long as I can grow it, my hair. Anyway, so there's that. Now, a little bit more, just to bring you up to speed, we have this challenging full moon. There you go. Yay. There, you see, your 8th house. And Andrea, I think your 8th house would be lit up by this. I haven't looked at your chart in ages, but yeah. If I remember correctly, because you were born here too, albeit a few years behind me. Yep. Anyway, when we have this full moon, things are going to be coming to light. Yeah. But I just want to show you, it's a beautiful set of geometry in here. We have a lot of grand squares, right? Grand crosses. Lots of that. Those are challenges Those are T-squares. This is what it looks like at the time of the full moon, which is 6:06 p.m. my time, Eastern.
Mhm.
So those challenges, there's also two grand trines, which is the Star of David, right? The Merkabah is in there. We have a mystic rectangle in there. There's a couple of quincunxes in there, but there's also a yod hidden in there. And yod is the finger of God. It's two quincunxes that stand on a trine, so they're pointing to the same place.
Yeah.
That finger is telling you, oh, what should you be doing? Here's your luck. Take a chance on your calling being your career. You know? And I had this absolute propensity to charm little children. And what did I fall into? Lucky me. I have a yod that pointed me right into being a teacher of the little ones. So, and I just fell into the job.
Yeah.
It can be a very lucky sign, even though quincunxes are involved. Quincunx is, some people astrologers call it an inconjunct. It is a fifth harmonic. You've heard me talk about that before. It's the fine tuning.
Yeah.
So what our full moon's about? Closures and beginnings. And we just came off of an eclipse that was more of the same. Hi, Amanda. So those are things you got to watch out for. And more on that if you want to join Val and I at Illumination Portal on Monday night.
Oh, okay, good.
All right. Or no, we're going to do it Tuesday because the full moon is Tuesday. My dates are all screwed up. I don't know why, but they are. But the full moon is on the 23rd, so we're going to do it on the 23rd instead of Monday this week.
Yeah, I get a lot of information on those shows. You and Valerie do a good job.
Thank you. Thank you. I really understand after the download from Merlin. It really helped me because I understand what Gerald was saying. And the other thing is, and you and I were munching over that a couple nights ago. You know, we stress ourselves out, even though we know better.
Yeah.
All of us in this community still do that to ourselves. And you can abuse yourself with reading. You can overdo anything, too much of anything. Some of a good thing is a good thing, but too much of a good thing. There you go, the fifth harmonic, the fifth dimension. Okay, so what is 5? 5 brings us to a chaotic feeling, right? But it also looks like a rocking chair, if you think about it, right? So if you take your time through the dilemma, 5D, the harmonic, the voice of Robert Plant singing to Jimmy Page, and Jimmy's always adjusting to stay with Plant because Plant sings in the fifth harmonic, right? And then that fifth dimension, that's where most of us reside. We have to come back. That puts us back in a dilemma of a dimension because now we're coming back down to the 3D.
Yep.
Right? Which is community. And we can't throw all of our stuff on some of these folks. They're not ready for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? So the significance of 5 also, Angela, you need to chime in on this too, because it's the chaos of the 5 of Wands. Is it chaos or is it horseplay?
It's a little bit of both.
Right.
Because if you look at that card, if you look at the 5 of Wands, they're not really looking at each other. They're not really attacking each other, but there's chaos in that. Who knows which wand is going where?
And in the traditional Smith Coleman, Rider Waite Coleman deck, it's like they're not wearing the same uniform. So they're just kids on the playground.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Five of Swords. What do you see when you look at the tarot and the Five of Swords? Now we're talking about air.
Uh-huh.
This is the braggart.
Yep.
Carrying everything, right? I got it. It's mine.
Mm-hmm.
Five of Cups. Wishes.
Yep.
Because I blew all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
These are my last chances. It's not an offer. It's all you got left.
Yeah, it's just a chance.
Right. And then the Five of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm. All they had to do was look to the side and see the door. But
Yep.
they felt they were out in the cold.
Right? They thought the door was locked. They didn't even look for the door. They're standing under the window listening to the rain, to the singer inside or the priest inside. So, and how many do you get in a reading, and which ones are they? Because if you get two fives is a 10.
Uh-huh.
Endings and new beginnings, because a 10 reduced becomes a 1.
Yeah.
If you get 3 of them, what have you got? 15.
Mm-hmm.
Reduces to 6.
Yeah.
Becomes gifts, cooperation, again, community, working together in a bigger group.
Yeah.
And if you get all 4 of them, which I have, yesterday I was reading, I had all 4 queens. That's another story. But
that is another story.
Yeah. But if you get all 5 of them, then what have you got? I mean, 4 of them, you've got 20. And what is 20? Judgment, discernment.
Yep. Knowledge. Yep.
Yeah. So, what should we read on, my dear friend?
Okay, let me check and see if I have any questions up here. Oh, hi, Fatima. It's good to see you. Let's see who else we have up here that I haven't said hello to. Hi, Amanda Carroll. India. Good to see you. Hi, Jay Marcus. I believe I said hello to Harley. Hi, Sharon Sipe.
Yay, Sharon.
The theme of our show a little bit today. Gerald. He brought
Gerald. Listen to the beginning in my channeling from Merlin about your question from back on the eclipse and tools going cold and what no longer serves us.
Yep.
You made me ponder several days afterwards, my friend.
So I was thinking that we should discuss what is the lingering effect of the 20th, since it just passed us.
Okay. All right. So shall we do this a little differently this time?
Okay.
You do the stones and I'm going to do an oracle card.
Okay.
And I'll do these as mind, body, spirit, grounding, and clarity.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the clarity cards.
Yes. And we'll read what are the lingering effects. Okay. We've got our mind in the present. Good place for it to be. Signs and clues are present now, so it didn't make a difference. There was the switchover. We're now in the present. Then we have the amethyst or spirit in restate. And that we're going in the right direction, but we need clarification. So we'll have to look for the signs and omens to bring us the clarification. And then the grounding stone or the pyrite is in the past.
Uh-huh.
Where'd you go? Okay, look at the patterns up to now for the values needed for what we need right now. We just look to the patterns from up till now. So up until that, the 20th, when we had that change. And then we have the sodalite or clarity is in fire. Use the ideas you carry from your past and past lives for a solution. So we're going to be moving forward and we're in the present and we're to stay in the present. However, we do have things in the past that can be clues to help us along our way.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fuchsite or the body is in water, and that it helps from grounding elements. So you need to ground. And that's good advice any day of the week. So basically, it says stay in the present.
You know, you got body in water.
Uh-huh.
And my first card drawn is Raven. And I have to tell you, this Raven is standing in Alaska, covered in snow. Mm-hmm. Everything around him was covered in snow. This Raven was sitting on the side view mirror of my friend's truck. And he took a picture of it, mm-hmm. and I added it to this deck of cards. So what is Raven? The body, the completion, the magic, the patience, the understanding, mm-hmm. what it is that hurts or what it is that feels out of place in the body. Mm-hmm. And how do you fix that? You don't move too fast. You got to figure it out, right? So you've got to take time with that. But you have the magic within yourself to change that through diet, through clean air, through making sure you drink enough water, even taking supplements. And then mind, I've got, it's in the cauldron, honey. Mix it all up. You have the ability to create the brew you need, mm-hmm. to heal yourself.
Yes.
Right. And this is all a part of from the solstice, from the eclipse through now, especially yesterday. And this also represents Serduin. Up here in the background, we have everybody like the little red hen. Who's mm-hmm. going to help me make the pizza? And they're all going, no, but I'm hungry. I'll come and eat with you. So Serduin put together a potion to make her son, who was born deformed and ugly, whom her husband hated, make him the smartest person on earth. So she fixed stuff up in the cauldron, and it boiled for a year and a day. And she had a little helper that stood there and stirred that pot till it got down to nothing in the pot. That last drop that was supposed to get on the spoon and go to her son sputtered out of the pot and landed on Taliesin, which is who he turns out to be. Mm-hmm. They give chase. She gives chase to him, trying to get him. And they go through this whole thing that's kind of like the Catch Me If You Can gingerbread man, you know? He turns into something else and she gets into the predator and takes over him. Finally, at the very end, he turns himself into a grain of wheat. She turns herself into a chicken. She eats up all the wheat, and she gives birth to him again. And that child is Taliesin, the greatest bard. His stuff is still used in history. His words, his songs, his poetry is mm-hmm. still used in history today. So, the greatest bard ever known, that's your mind. Mm-hmm. You already know what to do to change the situation.
Yeah.
Then we have spirit. Let it lie. Here lies what? What do you have to walk away from? What is it time to let go of? What is it time to bury? What is it time to alter? It is you who holds all the information within yourself. It's stored in your genes. It is the alignment of you to your ancestral self, not just your ancestors, not just the family of stars that you came from. It's in your personal lineage and soul contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have grounding. And all I got to say is chakra alignment, baby. We need to meditate. We need to do that more often. Even if it's just to take pause for a few minutes, but try to do it 4 times a day, like the 4 directions: morning, lunch, evening, bedtime, right? And put it out there to the 4 directions.
Yeah.
And most of us here probably greet the day with a meditation and tuck ourselves in at night, calling in our guides. Yes. But don't, wherever you can take pause at the other 2, do so to complete this medicine wheel.
Yeah.
And then clarity comes in what? Letting go of what no longer serves you. This is Krampus. And carrying our burdens and traditions that really are meaningless to us, meant something to my great-great-great-great-grandfather, the King of Poland, but means nothing to me. Let it go. Let it go. Don't be afraid of Krampus. Face your fears. Face that letting go of things, which brings us right back here to the spirit of everything. And what Merlin had said about each generation deserves and has the right to their own innovations.
Exactly.
We once felt that way. We still feel that way. We're clinging to things. But don't you feel the shift?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you said something about hawthorn. I don't have any hawthorn around me. I would love to get hawthorn, but I'd have to buy it off of Etsy and have somebody ship it to me, you know? Yeah. So I just use something else in its place that holds the same properties, be it henbane or Dator's good hemlock. Henbane. Yep. You learned something new the other day, right?
Yeah, I did.
It's amazing how all these cards turned out to be boom, boom, let go, cook. You know what to do, let go. Align this, let go. Don't run, face your fears.
And listening to that, it takes me, I'm sitting here while you were telling the story or reading the cards, it has me in my mind walking through the house and I know what I'm going to do, in order. I have my things already. I'm set up. I know what to do.
Right. Yeah, I know. I look at some of my collections and I struggle to part with them because I love antiques. And but do I really want to burden my sons and their wives with this? Old shamanic tools. They get old. Overuse is what does it. As the sword gets brittle from honing it down. My grandmother had a bread knife that she had honed so many times. It was no longer a bread knife. It looked like something that you would clean fish with. You know how they have that it's a strange knife for cleaning fish. And that's what it looked like. That's how much she had honed it. Of course, she lived to be 102 years old, but
yeah, it reminds me of my grandmother's paring knife. She did that to her. She honed it down to where, it got kind of towards the hilt. It was really thin.
Right. My grandparents were born in the 1800s, and they used silver a lot back in those days, right? And just from stirring the cream of wheat, Nope, that spoon was always at the stove and it just kept wearing down and wearing down. And and don't fear the reaper, because silver is not bad for you. It's in our bodies. People take colloidal silver.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I once read an article that the term blue blood came from the fact that the wealthy kings, queens, duchesses, dukes all used heavy silver every day, 30 times a day for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And their skin turned blue. And that's
Mm-hmm.
where the term blue blood comes from. And people who overdo colloidal silver can turn blue.
Yeah.
It can be reversed, but sometimes if you go overboard, it can't.
Yep.
Which makes me wonder about the blue star people.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a lot of silver content on their planet?
I would kind of think so. Yeah.
You know, we get told that they came here to mine our gold. That, that's why the aliens. I shouldn't say aliens. That's why the extraterrestrials have come.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Well, they tell they're able to tell what minerals are on another planet by the color.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying I think the silver would be.
Well, right. Uranus, Neptune, that blue out there.
Yes.
Pluto also is blue.
Mm-hmm.
And I disagree. Pluto is a planet.
Yes, me too.
If they make Eris a planet, don't tell me Pluto's not a planet. Hi, Angela. How are you? And energy is fully shifting the tools. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Plus there's so many more of us that are no longer we've all faced our fears.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We no longer fear the chains because we know how to break them.
Yep.
So does anybody else have any questions?
Yes.
We're just having a really good gab session. Sometimes that's what we need to do.
Yes. Everybody needs a good gab session once in a while.
Right?
Yep. So do any of y'all have a question, or would you like a reading? Yeah, we certainly had a good gab session on Friday, didn't we?
Yeah. I almost had to call you guys today. Okay, where's Stone? But then I remembered that I dropped him in the car and it was underneath my seat.
Oh, no. Look, Tabitha cracked me up with, she's practically sitting on it.
And I was practically sitting on it. I put my hand down and I didn't feel it, but there was a blanket there and a dog and then the pillows for the back of the couch. And I saw this thing and I moved my body a little bit and there it was. Right at the tip of my fingers.
We're going to have to put that thing in a safe or something for you.
Well, I have this really nice round zippered pouch that it fits perfectly in and it's protected. And if I ever remembered to put it in there, mostly for when I throw it in my bag, right?
Yeah.
We have a question?
Yes, we do. Hypnicity posted one up here about Madame Blavatsky.
Oh, okay.
I had it for a minute. I remember seeing it.
Okay, let's see.
Here it is. Here we go.
Okay, good.
There we go.
I have had a reading about my relationship with Madame Blavatsky. Why do I feel like she's trying to tell me something? I'm feeling really heavy energy lately. Well, okay. I'm gonna do the cards. You want to do the stones?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the clarity stone. I mean the calcite along with you.
Okay. Yeah, I've got the calcite in fire and past.
I got it all in fire. Go for it.
Wow. Okay, so the fire is do not become tied to false energy patterns of the past. And then where it's in the past, it says break from previous patterns and learn from experience. So she wants you to use your every experience as it comes along and the experiences you've already had. To touch on both of those, what did you get for the calcite?
Well, I got it all in fire. It landed all in fire.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
Right? And calcite represents mind, right?
Yes.
And so the card that I got for the mind is the autumn card. Right? And that's solid transformation, transmutation. Colors are changing. The magic is in the air. You can feel it coming. Right? So and the colors of autumn are fiery colors. There's passion there that you need to tap into. What else did you get?
Okay, I also got the her body is in fire. Her fuchsite is also in fire. So it's embody your past. Embodying your past means taking it into you and knowing your past. It doesn't mean to live in your past. That's one thing where people kind of tend to fall into their past and live there for a while. You need to just take this energy of the past and the thoughts and the knowledge that you got from it and bring it forward with you.
You know, and the fact that you have it in fire, what do we have in the sky? The ball of fire. This was the card I got for the body. The card of gratitude, the number 28 card. Grateful for what you have, grateful for what you've learned. You know, it's okay to ask for this or something better. That's perfectly fine. So there's an understanding that comes in staying rooted. He's not up there flying next to the sun. He's asking, talking to the sun, to the higher power.
Yeah.
And we all look at Madame Blavatsky as having a higher power, which she sure did.
Yep. And I've got your grounding stone, or the pyrite, is in go for it. And that is all is aligned with your values. So you've got your spirit, your clarity, your mind, your body are all aligned with your values.
I mean, that just says it all. It's you have the magic within you. You have the ability. You're the shapeshifter. Tune into it. Right? That's what was in grounding stone.
Yeah, and the clarity.
I mean clarity. Yeah, sorry.
Clarity in water, you have the clarity you need from one of the paths, and use your life force to resolve your situation. So that means take that wisdom that you've gathered.
So what did you get for spirit?
For spirit, the spirit was in fire and water. Spirit is thoughts from past, clouding or enlightening ideas. So you just got to look at it and decide, make your decision, or just feel out whether it's clouding or enlightening. And then it's in waters, the transmutation mutation is complete.
Well, you have it in your hand. You already know.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I got for the spirit card as well. And it's, you said something that made me look directly at that hand.
Huh.
There was something you said that was, yeah, you've already.
Okay. Let me pull it back out again and I can read it again on that.
Yeah.
Okay. On the fire, its clarification comes from dealing with your past. No, I'm sorry. Wrong spot. Thoughts from the past, clouding or enlightening ideas.
Okay. So this hand, when you go to palmistry, you know, the lines in our hands change quite often, but the basics are still there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thoughts of the past will show themselves in your hand. What you've already learned from the past, what you are remembering from the past, has already shown itself to you, and you should know how to go forward from that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them cloud you. Let them show you the way.
Yeah. Wow, that was really amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can find another one. Oh, this is another one from Hypnicity. She feels like Arthur is back. Is that crazy?
Oh, King Arthur?
Yeah,
Yeah, he never went away.
that's what I thought.
Not in my house. You know, are you feeling like me? It's like, can I even talk right today?
Exactly.
I mean, I feel like I'm stammering and stuttering and tripping over my own tongue, that the thoughts are here, but they can't come to here.
Mm-hmm.
And the cards are all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you can't come together any better than this, I guess, because you're all pointing to the same direction, which points to the garden tiles, because I'm, of course, laying these things down on top of the garden. So, anybody else feel that way? Hi, Sharon Sight.
Let me see. I'm running through the comments. Oh, Tabitha's here. Hi, Tabitha.
Your ears must have been burning. I was talking about you earlier.
Yes.
I almost had to call you to find stone again.
I always feel like I have to do a piece of art, or do a stitching of she's practically sitting on it. Do a cross stitch of she's practically sitting on it.
So there you go. Oh, I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Oh, Sharon's like, oh, there's Sherry. I didn't see her. Hi, Sherry. It's good to see you here.
Sherry's here too?
Yeah, okay. Oh, Hypnicity's saying maybe she ought to focus more on automatic writing.
Yes.
Would be a good one.
Yes. And,
that'd get your brain out of the way.
Yep. And you don't have to invest in books if you don't want to, but you can find information on Madame Blavatsky. Oh, come on. I can say that word today, not. You can find plenty of information about her online that'll be just enough to help you understand what it is you're picking up on.
Mm-hmm.
Trust yourself. I keep telling you that. Trust what you feel. Go with your gut. One of the things that we know as mediums is the first thought that comes in your mind. Say it. I was reading on somebody the other day, and she was looking for a message from her father, and all I kept seeing was a fisherman's hat, and he was playing with it. Turned out he was a pro bass fisherman.
Wow.
So the first thing that comes into your mind is usually a hit.
Yeah.
More can come from there once you tap into that. Once you accept it, once you agree with it. Not agree with it, but take it in.
Yeah.
Understand this is a hit.
Yeah, I'd just rather that they come more voluntarily than involuntary. I have a habit of they just come right out and I don't have any time to process.
Right.
Gets me in a lot of trouble. Yep.
Yeah. Any other questions on here? I haven't been watching. I feel fuzzy today too, Hypnicity. Nalani, I do too.
Yep. It's just a feeling today. I can't shake it.
Well, I haven't looked at the Schumann and I have not looked at solar flares yet today. But today was relatively calm and I've already walked a couple miles. So it's like, how come I'm feeling like this?
I don't know. And it's odd that it's both of us, just at the same time.
And I was certainly feeling earthquakes early this morning and later last night. There were some going on. Whether they were aftershocks from Japan, China.
Yeah, I didn't know whether they were there or here because we had a thunderstorm so bad that it almost felt like the house was shaking. So,
and isn't Jersey still having aftershocks from the one they had before?
I think so.
I don't know if you call them aftershocks now. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, shall we just do a collective since it's almost time to go?
Yeah, it's almost time, so let's do a collective reading. If we can get this out in a clear sentence.
Yeah, and I'm checking with Chuck right now for Hypnicity on automatic writing.
Okay.
Oh, yes. He's saying yes. And he says, start practicing. Don't wait. A couple of minutes every day. He keeps saying yes. And then he's going around, going back and forth. He's telling you, even if it's a few minutes, jot it down every day.
Okay. For all of us here, my first stone is the spirit or amethyst is in air. Spirit transforms thinking. And then the pyrite is in fire. Clarification comes from dealing with your past.
What was the first stone you read?
The spirit transforms thinking.
Oh, let me show you what I got for a spirit card.
Okay.
Do I have to say anything more?
Nope.
Everybody knows what the owl represents, right? So many different things, including wisdom and opportunity.
Yep.
Because owl will only eat what he needs. And he listens and listens till he's hungry for the opportunity.
Yeah. So it's our thinking we need to keep in order. Clarity landed in water. You have the clarity you need. Follow one of the paths and use your life force to resolve your situation. So we're on the ball. That's what it's saying. We're on the ball. We just have to think a little And I think not get too tied up in the past. Just use knowledge from the past.
Right. And for clarity, I got transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Clarity comes when the project is finished, when we reap what we sow.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And then for the body, I got that in the tree of life and true. Seek harmony through physical form. And yes, so in other words, get out there and move yourself a little. The physical activity will help clear the mind and send you on a path forward. But it'll help you clear your mind and make sure that you've got that grounded and your thoughts are clear.
I mean, really? The body, you said it landed in the tree of life, and here we have a fir tree. Now, the Yggdrasil is an oak, but the Iroquois tree is a fir tree,
Yeah.
right? And so here we are in the middle of winter. Things are calm but complicated. What do we have to do? Move our body, because now we got to go out and shovel the snow.
Mm-hmm.
And the complications that come are if you overwork yourself. But all snowflakes, none of them are alike. No two are exact, and it takes 6 things to happen in order for a drop of liquid to become a snowflake.
Yeah.
And so it's calm, but it's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Good place for that to be.
Yeah. Okay. Now we have the mind, or the orange calcite, is in tree of life and crown, which is a pretty good spot for it, actually. Okay, so we've got that we're opening to radiant guidance. And the position of the mind is in your the position of the mind in your situation is bringing change. So we've got change, but the guidance is coming straight at us to handle it.
And this is, as the owl is a card of stillness because he's thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have another card of stillness, and this is not thinking. This is the meditation. This is the stillness. This is the mind, the stillness in the mind that gives you that stroke of genius, the stillness in the mind that makes you want to keep your mind still. And then that thought comes in and you have to push it away and go blank again. And the minute your mind goes blank, you get, here comes another thought. I'm trying to sit here with nothing on my mind, right?
Yep. So we do have change coming, but our body and spirit are ready for it, I think.
Right.
Yep.
And then for grounding, what did you get in the grounding?
The grounding was in fire.
And that was pyrite. Am I correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that was clarification comes from dealing with your past. So any past issues, you'll need to deal with those, and that'll bring the knowledge that you're needing.
Right. And there we have again the gratitude card.
Yep.
Hey Anna, hey Anna, oh hale Anna ya. Hey Anna, oh hale Anna ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey Anna, oh hale Anna ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey Anna, oh hale Anna ya. Gratitude.
Fabulous. Okay, well, I guess we'll end the show, and thank you all for coming. We enjoyed it. I always love having y'all come around and we chat.
Yeah.
Readings. So we shall see you next weekend, and I'll see you on Saturday doing the playing card instruction. I'm going to bring numerology into it a bit.
Awesome.
And then I am going to do a recorded show this week on the Tower card.
Oh, good. Good.
That's the one everybody's afraid of in tarot. So I think I shall just do some clarification on it.
Yep. Nalani says she started a tarot diary lately, and all right, there you go.
Yep.
And now channel some messages about that tarot card. What do you get from the picture? What do you da 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 da.
Yep.
That'll help you with your free writing,
Yeah, actually, that would be a perfect one to start with. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. It was a fun time.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All righty. Thank you. Bye-bye.